All right, you guys.
You are live, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a specially scheduled meeting of the Planning Commission of the City of Annapolis. Um, Madam Consoli, could you call the roll?
Mr. Waldman,
Present.
Mr. Klein,
Present.
Ms. Butler,
Present.
Mr. Sakunutis,
Present.
Mr. Riley,
Present.
Mr. Bellamy,
Present.
and Mr. Cummings.
Present.
We have 7 members tonight.
Yeah, we got a full house. What's the betting? Ms. Consoli, has there been any public comment that has been registered? Or Mr. Lashinsky? No.
No public comment received.
Great. So we can proceed with this hearing. It is there are only 2 items on, well, there are actually 3, but we'll see if we get into a continued rezoning discussion. First item on the agenda, there's been a request filed by Mr. Riley for a reconsideration of the vote on the section of the 01425, which is the legislation dealing with some zoning text amendments. That portion of, if you recall, deals with the height adjustments to the very last block of Dock Street. And I would like to place into the record a document which has been submitted to the commission, which has to do with Mr. Riley's communications with me and a formal request for a reconsideration. Mr. Sfakianudis, because you weren't there, I don't think that you could vote on the motion. You're muted.
I did watch it back in its entirety.
Okay.
That I can vote at the since I did watch it.
We'll take that. And yes, you can vote, having stated that you did watch it, so you know what's at stake here.
Yes.
So Mr. Riley has asked for a motion to reconsider. Would anybody like to make that motion?
So moved.
Second.
I would like to get somebody who made a yes vote, just to be clear with Robert's Rules of Order. So if anybody who voted yes on that would like to make that motion to reconsider the vote on that section, Mr. Cummings. And do I have a second?
I second.
Very good. We can proceed. So let me just repeat myself. I'd like to place into the record the document which is titled Riley on 01425. It includes his emails, a voicemail, and the letter which he filed and which has been made part of now as part of the record. Are there any questions about it? Just for public use.
Yeah, I'll add for discussion that I was the other remote person, and I was working with staff throughout most of the meeting to make some changes to the audio, because the audio, so I'll verify that the audio quality was less than, it was subpar, and it took quite some time for staff to sort of get that straightened out. So I can verify the audio.
Very good.
Also watching it back, there was a strong echo from Alex and Stephen. And at the time of the vote, it sounded like Stephen went out for maybe 30 seconds before he came back in.
Well, it's interesting that what during those 30 seconds, there was a motion to suggest amendments to that portion of the legislation. It was very quick. There was no second to the motion, so we proceeded on to voting on that portion of the legislation, and that was the time at which Mr. Riley was, out of communication. and he thought he was voting on the motion which actually had been withdrawn. But actually, in truth, and factual truth, the motion that was on the table was up or down on that portion of 01425. Any further discussion on this? If there being nothing further, then I will call for a vote on the motion to reconsider just that portion of that vote on that portion of the legislation. All in favor, why don't you raise your hands as well?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so the motion to reconsider passes unanimously. Is there any further discussion on the motion now? Okay, so now I'll ask for a revote on that portion of the height adjustment portion of of the legislation 01425. All in favor of approving that portion of the legislation, once again, raise your hand so we're clear.
Aye. Aye.
Are there any nays?
Nay.
Nay.
2 nays. Okay. So that passes, or our recommendation to the council will be to approve it by a vote of 4-2. No, yes, no, 5-2. Mr. Foxianudis is in on this, correct? Correct. All right. Can we then move to the findings, which have also been made available to each of you individually? I received some excellent comments from Mr. Klein and Ms. Butler, and incorporated virtually all of them. Thank you for your attention. Do I need to place them on the screen, or is everybody familiar with them?
I think we're familiar.
Yeah, I'm familiar. I will point out that I had one little change that I made probably late that might not. It's just sorry, it says over instead of under. So at the bottom of, was it page 3, 1, 2, 3, bottom of page 3, requiring parking from new buildings, it said over 20,000 square feet is unnecessary. I think it means to say under 20,000 square feet is unnecessary.
Damn it. Now I don't have it. Shoot. Let's see. Agenda. No. Go back.
Requiring parking, yeah, so it's under the
Yeah.
C2A parking requirements, the big paragraph.
Pardon me, under plan to, let's see.
No, the C2 and C2A parking requirements section.
The last sentence in the thicker paragraph right there.
Yeah, you change it to buildings under 20,000 square feet.
Correct. I changed it in the Google
Oh,
Word
it should be
document.
an over?
No, it should be under. I just want
Under.
to make sure that that was captured because I changed it, but I wasn't sure
Wait a minute.
when the timing was. It used to say over, and I believe it's meant to say under. So I changed it to under, but I want to make sure that it was captured on the version that you have.
Requiring parking from new buildings under 20,000 square feet.
Yep. Is that what if that's what it reads on the copy that you're looking at, then that's accurate now.
That's accurate?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So that's been changed. Okay. Anything else?
No, I'm happy with the changes.
Good. Very good. Do I hear a motion to approve those findings and send them along to the council?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Even you're muted.
Okay. So we have a second. Any further discussion? Are we okay? All right. I'll call for a vote on approving the findings, and they'll be given to Ms. Consoli to put onto letterhead and delivered. All right. All in favor of approving?
Aye.
Aye.
Great.
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay. So we have
Mr.
now
Waldman?
concluded.
Excuse me, Mr. Waldman, may I ask how you'd like to handle the signature on that so we can get it on its way?
Well, if you look at the very last page, it says, oh, well, let me just do it formally then. Does everybody give me authority to sign on their behalf?
Yes.
Anybody not giving you
Yes.
authority to sign on their behalf? Good, done. Okay, it's on the last page, Kim.
Great.
Okay.
Do I have permission to sign for you so I can send them off?
Yes, you can sign for me.
Okay.
All right, done? All right,
Good.
we're done with that. Now, with respect to an agenda, is there any further business, Mr. Lashinsky? Are we having a continuation of the comprehensive rezoning discussion?
We are not.
All
Well,
right.
because the legislation is going to be on your agenda in July. So,
Good.
All right. Well, that's good. I would like to take a look while we're talking about this. Let's take a look at the agenda for 7:10. I'm going to try to share my screen if I can figure out how to do that.
Mhm.
So share screen. Okay. I want to go to, what do I want to go to? I want to go to here, right? All right. So let's see, 03020, let's go with 02925. Tyler Avenue, we will discuss that, correct?
that's right. Yes.
All right. Okay. We've been up to date on that. How do I get the hell out of here now?
But we'll certainly give, a pretty broad overview of where that legislation has come. I mean, we've presented on that before, but we'll be giving a presentation to kind of give some background to how we got to the legislation.
Gotcha. And then there's this little business revitalization district, BR. It's the corner of Clay and Franklin?
West Washington
West
Street.
Washington Street. And it's a tiny little thing and it's a tiny little amendment, but it was withdrawn when we did the whole 1425 because it hadn't been advertised correctly. And so that's the end of that. Okay, that'll be quick.
That's right.
So now let's see what I do. I go to an
So I
app.
had, if you'll allow me, I have just a comment on the Tyler Avenue thing. As I
Yes.
was looking through the first reader, I think Eric, in your presentation, something that would certainly help us and anybody who's watching would be some diagrams or drawings that would indicate possible things that could happen based on things like lot size and height and a lot of these standards that are in here. It's easy to sort of look at those requirements but it's always good to have a visual of like what that could actually look like. So I don't know if you haven't done that. That's something I think would be really helpful.
Good, great point. We will definitely be doing that at the meeting.
Okay. Great. All right. Moving to the 17th of July. Let's start with accessory dwelling unit requirements. This may involve some discussion. Will the staff be prepared with a report on the consequences of this?
Yes, absolutely. So our plan is to provide the reports for the 029, 030. Those are that's the legislation for July 10th. You'll get those by next Friday, July 4th, and then for the following meeting, you'll get them the week after. So you'll have about a week ahead of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also allowing duplexes in R2. Once again, we'll be getting a staff report. So that's what we're looking forward to in July. Be prepared. I have withstood efforts to get us to meet in August. I don't think that there's anything that's really on the agenda for requires us to meet in August. So I think we're
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, it really I thank myself.
Too bad.
I don't know where
I'd
I don't
rather
know
meet in
where I'll
August than
be
July
on
17th.
July 10th or July 17th, but we'll see. If I'm not around, you guys are on your own.
So,
All
so
right,
we have two, so we have two meetings scheduled for July.
Yes, the 10th and the 17th. The 10th, I believe, is in person,
Yeah.
and the 17th will be the 17th will be I think virtually.
And I would request, yeah, 17th is going to be virtual.
And so we'll all be linked in. Okay.
Yep.
Now, having done everything we need to do tonight, thank you. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman,
Oh,
before
yeah.
we adjourn, can I just have a comment?
Please.
I want to apologize to my fellow commissioners, to the public, to the staff for not taking the moment of time to really consider all of the technical challenges. It was a very long meeting. There was a lot in that night and a lot in that particular piece of legislation. Personally, I would have gone back and broken it into smaller pieces. I'm glad we got through it. But I was not aware of what I was really voting on at the end of the day. I should have taken the extra time. So it's a learning lesson for me, but I just
Listen.
want to apologize to you guys and respectfully thank you for taking the time tonight to revisit it. I'm happy with the outcome because it really does reflect the way that I feel about that particular piece of legislation. And it's just something that I'll take into the future. So I appreciate that.
Listen, we're all volunteers and we all do our best. And the goddamn internet is both our lover and our
It's a bit choppy.
our
I will
damaged
say.
mistress.
Alex can corroborate. It was a bit choppy. And
All right.
4.5 hours into the meeting, I was a little distracted,
Choppy,
and it was choppy. I was a little choppy too. So anyway, I appreciate everybody. I thank you guys so much.
Listen,
No problem.
y'all have a great couple of weeks, blow off your firecrackers, do whatever you're going to do on the 4th, love our country for what it's worth. Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. Have
All
a
right.
great time.
Thank
Thank
you,
you very
guys.
much.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All-time short meeting, perhaps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Well,
good. You're all prepared. Being prepared.